Hello. We're live. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Kim Duramo. Welcome back from MindBody TV. We are live. I had a few weeks over the summer and I wasn't doing the broadcast live. We were still publishing them, but now I'm back live. So I am excited to connect with everyone. I had an amazing journey this summer. That really allowed me to just connect more deeply with myself. And I want to share some pieces of that with you, specifically for how we let more of ourselves show up in our lives, for healing for the body, for expansion in our life, in our relationships, to let life be more abundant. Because the only thing that can be lacking is more of you showing up in your life. But sometimes we don't really notice what's going on or how we are keeping that locked up, keeping that essence of ourselves locked up. And then we suffer, my health is bad. I don't have enough money. Why don't I have love? We suffer, but we don't realize that we are the source of what we are seeking. And so how do we open that up and connect with that? How do we let that flow through so that we are living in abundance of health and resilience, of joy and abundance, all the things that make us whole. So hello to everyone who's here live. I love hearing where you're from, where you're tuning in from today, in the MindBody community in Facebook and also in YouTube. I am in Durango, Colorado. For those of you who don't know me, I am a mind-body medicine physician. I have been an emergency doctor in the past, emergency medicine, and really knew that that was not aligned with who I'm here to be. It didn't have the space for all of me to be expressed with the wisdom that comes through or the gifts that I have. And thankfully made the choice to step into something much, much more expansive and powerful for me. But that it can be a really hard point. I call it like the caterpillar stage, where we know that life has more for us, or we just know like we kind of hate where we are right now. Like, no, this can't be it. But we don't understand the butterfly. And so it can be really, really challenging to know, like, how do I step into a more expansive life? How do I step into letting my career change or my relationships change or my body heal? I'm already trying so hard. So this is what I wanted to share a lot of in today's broadcast from my own personal experience, even back then with transitioning in my career, but also in my now, in every day of how I let myself, how I meet myself more fully as a way to let more show up in my life. So hi, everyone. I'm so glad to be back. Oh, great. Ruth, Randy, Katie, Rita. Ooh, from France, Ruth. Ellen, hi. Annika, Tammy. Oh, Andy. A. Grant from Canada. If you're in the MindBody community, it just says Facebook users. So hello, everybody in there. Brianna. Oh, good. Gail, Allison. I've been listening to you so much this week from Minneapolis. Awesome. Barcelona, Brianna. All right, great. So hello to everyone listening to the recording or on the podcast. I would invite you, as with like any of the stuff I share, to just really ground into your body. Breathe, because this can awaken something in you that's ready to wake up, that's ready to be powerful, that's ready to resource you in your life. And this is like an unseen resource, right? Ourselves, or what's in us, that we don't often understand. But we can feel for sure like the ramifications of that. We'll feel the lack, we'll feel the pain, we'll feel the disease, dis-ease, and then everything that creates physically. So what is a way to, like I'm calling this episode, a new start for your life right now, today, to access more of you so that so much more can show up? I want you to start by just feeling into what would it mean to have it all. And I know sometimes we can segment this into like oh, here's my relationship stuff and what I want. Here's my, family stuff. Here's my career and what I want there. Here's what I want in my health. And that's fine to do it that way. But you could also just feel into the ultimate freedom, the peace, the joy, the vibrance that gets expressed when you're living your life fully. And then what does that look like? Who are you being in the world? What would it mean to have it all? And share with me in the comments what it would mean to you, because this either comes in through inspiration or desperation. I just had an awesome private client this morning, and this is a big thing that came up. If it doesn't matter, because these are the same thing. And whether life is showing us, because life is always going to show us. We're preparing for next year's tapping summit, and it's about the messages from your body. What is your illness showing you? Your illness or your pain, it's a message from your body, not just this thing to get rid of. It's something to receive. But it can show up, life can show you through inspiration or desperation. So you're either like, oh, wow, I see this person doing this. I want to do that. Or, oh, wouldn't it be amazing to just feel free in my life? It can be specific or general. It can also come through desperation. I hate my job. I don't want to do this anymore. Or, oh my God, my body's so depleted. I can't stand this illness. Or, your relationships or people in your life. What would it be? So how is that showing up for you on either end of the equation? And what would it mean to have it all? So you may have that awareness of having it all from that, of like, whoa, I'd have this. Or from the opposite, like, oh, I'd be free from that. And I want to hear a little bit. So that's kind of the first, Tammy, but how do you find out what the message is? Yeah, that's the whole piece. How do we listen? How do we listen? I want to share in this, and this is kind of where we're going to go. How do we listen? But also that thing that we're wanting, the all of what we want in our body, our life, our relationships, our career, all that is the calling for the more in you that wants to show up. It's the calling to what's already possible and what life already has for you now. Not, oh, maybe if I play my cards right, that could pan out someday. Or, oh, I wish it was, but I know that's not possible. It's what is actually here now that I'm feeling. Because the fact that you're even aware of it on any level is complete evidence that it's here. It's available. Okay, and Linda says freedom, excitement, joy. Tammy, I want to be free. I don't like feeling like this. To have it all would be free to live and free from restrictions. All right, great. Any more? One of the big things, like the mind can really limit what we think is possible. So if you just like, I'll tell people when I work with people in groups, if you waved a magic wand, what could be possible in your life? If anything was possible, what would you let in? And then it's clear, boom, 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 boom. And a lot of awareness that we wouldn't let into the ordinary mind can come in now that we're like, oh, well, you're talking in a different realm of reality. Yes, 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 yes. Norma said, I would feel it all if I could be pain-free, emotionally free, self-assured, active, free, and loved. A lot about freedom. Okay, so I want you to realize that whatever that is, the essence of freedom, being excited, being at peace, that's you. That's the essence of you. That's who you really are. It's what's in you right now. What's available to come into your life right now. It's who you really already are that you haven't been letting yourself be. You haven't been letting yourself fully express that aspect of you. Haven't been letting yourself fully see because you're living in a paradigm, like box of beliefs. Here's who I am. Here's what's possible. Well, if I leave my job, then I'll have no money. So I have to stay in my job. So one tool I want to give you before we kind of move forward into the meat of what I wanted to share is, if all you did was be exactly where you are right now, but instead of, oh, I have to do this, I have to go to my job because how else will I make money? I have to take this medicine because otherwise I'll still be sick. I have to stay in this relationship because blah, 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 blah. Okay. I have to look at all the ways you're doing. I have to, and just change them all to I choose to. If it's anxiety or depression, or you're feeling heavy in your body, I choose to feel this heaviness. I choose to feel this fear. I choose to be exactly where I am now. Okay. Instead of rejecting it, medicating it, pushing it away, distracting, because that takes up so much energy and it blocks us from who we are, the more that wants to come through. So change the I have to the I choose to. Now, I get you're like, I wouldn't consciously choose to go to this job today. I wouldn't consciously choose to have this pain today. No. And we stay in the restriction. We stay in the resistance. Because what does I have to say? I'm a victim. I have no choice. So it validates the idea that we're not at cause in our life. Now, I know that initial pill could be hard to swallow when you're like, I'm not at cause of my cancer. I'm not at cause of my fibromyalgia. Screw you. And then we go away, right? But where are we going away to? We're going back into the certainty that I'm a victim. But if you soften around it instead, and you're not willing to make yourself wrong for this, because if you weren't willing to make yourself wrong, you could receive this. What if on some level, unknown to me, I am involved in co-creating this? What would it take to let it loosen up and dissipate and dissolve? And that's the first step, to begin to see that I am a creator. I choose to go and do this thing. I choose to go and wear this mask that I don't want to wear. I choose to go to this job that I don't want to go to. Because that's your first step of empowerment. Even if it's uncomfortable, because it's going to be much more uncomfortable than, oh, no, I'm forced to do this and I have no choice. And I would never choose this because it's like validating that I'm a victim. And that's hard sometimes for us to hear, like, oh, I'm not a victim. I'm empowered. But where am I not? Where am I experiencing life happening to me? Like I can't really have what I want. So I want you to share with that. Katie said, I choose to feel this fatigue fully. That's going to move a lot of energy. And I know it's uncomfortable, sweet love. I know. Right now it is, in the initial energy will start moving. Rita, I choose to feel unloved. Yes, if that's what you're feeling right now, okay, release the resistance. Tammy, okay, I have another question. What if you have to take medications and you have no choice of taking medications while doing the healing process? There's never no choice. If you keep believing there's no choice, you will continue to stay in victim, which is a much lower frequency. You're not accessing possibilities for healing, possibilities in your body, possibilities in your life. So what if instead you choose to take the medication, right? I'm going to choose, right? My body maybe is adept to them. So stopping would be a bad thing right now. I'm going to choose to take them. Maybe you can choose to taper and get together with your doctor and make a new plan. If you have clarity, you want to go a different route. Maybe another possibility hasn't come in yet. So you're like, well, my body's dependent on these physically. Let me open to what else is possible and choose to continue this now. Because this immediately shifts you into a new space of power. Immediately. Even if you think, well, I wouldn't consciously choose that, it's less resistant right now when you feel powerless to just choose what you are choosing. No one is shoving the pill down your throat and you have no choice because, right, you can always choose, I'm going to receive this medication, but what if I receive it in joy and ease? Because what I just did is increased my frequency. Yes, maybe a 2% jump, but that's a quantum jump. nonetheless. And it has 100% of power in your body. Okay. Christine said freedom, childlike joy, and fully present. And that's who you are. The only thing we can be lacking is that which we already are. The only thing we can be longing for is what we already are. So be anxious for nothing. It is here. So if you feel powerless, I choose to feel this powerlessness. And then take 10 breaths to be with it. What I say, meet yourself in the moment. I had a friend the other day and she said, what do you mean meet myself? I'm going to actually pull it up because it never occurred to me that someone wouldn't know what that means. And she said, do you mean to be true to yourself? And I said, oh, it means be with what's here now. Be with my pain, be with my fear, be with my guilt. It's not really mine, but it's where I'm at in the moment. I can escape it, distract myself, work on it, medicate it, suppress it, or I can meet it with presence. And she said, by just allowing what is without resistance. And I said, yes. But I realized it might not be that clear for so many of us what it is to just meet ourselves. But when I remembered that what I am, not the ego self, like my true self really is unthinkable and unlimited and amazing and blow my mind incredible, it finally became the most important thing to sit with that, to just sit with me. And a lot of the work I've shared for all these years with the Instant Elevation, which is about that, it's about cultivating presence to let the body heal. It's a quick moment of that. And I was ready for an even deeper, even bigger moment of that, to sit with it more, to sit with more of the pain and the shame and the fear and the inadequacy and the urgency and the yearning, like a deeper, deeper, deeper layer. I call it the 2%, right? 98%. I'm good. I'm in love. I'm in a space of ease. But what about this little sneaky 2% that we sometimes don't see, that's causing me to frantically look at my phone and check this and check my email and make sure and take care and blah, 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 blah. What is driving that moment? What am I avoiding? What just was arising in me that I went to distract? I could see the addictive habits, the phone or my email or whatever, and the little hit, because you get a hit of dopamine, right? Your dopamine's going to surge. Oh, I got a like, I got a email, I got a message. But you got to look at wait, where am I going with that? It's a short-term distraction, not a true fulfillment. And when I finally was I'm going to show up for the ultimate frickin' me and the life that I feel in my blood, I'm ready to receive. It took meeting these deeper spaces and really being willing to sit with it. Someone in MindBody community, what if we are with extreme trauma and certain feelings are too overwhelming? I know in trauma therapy, there's the concept of slowly and carefully allowing things to come up to be destabilizing someone, to not destabilize someone. It's true. And a lot of people will say, get support, because what comes up can be so big and so mega. And your body is not going to bring you anything you can't handle if you were to sit for 20 minutes and breathe and presence what comes up. And for me, sometimes I use the Ho'oponopono mantra. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I just breathe in. I love you. And just witness, feel my body, presence my body. Exhale. I'm sorry. Inhale. Please forgive me. Exhale. Thank you. You don't need the mantra. The most important part is presence, my body. It's all right here. Relax my body and breathe. Because to me, the scariest thing in the world I could ever imagine was just sitting for like a long period of time. Like, oh no, anything but that. Well, what was I not willing to meet in myself? Because whatever that is, I'm carrying it in every moment, and it's creating in every moment. But it's creating not who I truly am and the vibrance and the abundance. It's creating this little sniglet of, I'm not enough. I need to do more. I'm not good enough. It's not okay. Rita, it hasn't been clear to me either. Examples have been so helpful. Good. Brianna, I choose to be here. A bit nervous about having to find a new apartment and move in 3 weeks. Well, this is why I wanted to talk about this right now, because there's so much change for so many people with like leaving their job or rearranging their career or stepping out of a home or fill in the blank. It is a time now more than ever to really trust that this thing that's calling me through inspiration or desperation is actually real. There really is something higher. It really is okay. And I had someone say recently to me that resonated so powerfully, that I heard him say, if you're in anything you don't want to be in, leave and know it's okay. Know it's okay. When I know it's okay, when I remind myself to know it's okay, I instantly feel serenity. And that is an increase in frequency. And this is what I wanted to talk about today with meeting myself more fully. It's a continuum. And so we are either more physical, density, 3D reality, limitations separate, or more vibrational, unity, connected with all beings everywhere, infinite, abundant, vibrational. It's a continuum. When I'm more physical, less vibrational, I see less possibilities. I feel the density. I feel the heaviness. It's easy to buy into the idea that that's true. There is no other job. I don't see anything. I won't make money if I leave. There is no other house. I can't leave. I feel inspired to leave and venture out. No. Limitation. Okay. Or I'm more vibrational. Whoa. Anything's possible. I am connected with all that is. I'm connected with all beings everywhere. I am pure love. All is well. I can let my body drink that in and begin to heal. I can let my life begin to reflect that and resources come in. Okay, so I'm more vibrational. This is when people do instant manifestation. Boom, bread falls out of the ether. So physical, density, heavy, powerless, hopeless. And these are the truths with a lowercase t. Vibrational, so I'm going to write this down so we can see that. Vibrational, on the other hand, is light, unity, possibility, I'm infinite, I'm powerful. This is the truth. Okay? The truth is, wherever we are in the continuum, which is the continuum of how we perceive and experience life, wherever we are in the continuum, the truth with a capital T, is that we are vibrational. We are infinite. We are connected. When we look at things here in the physical, we look at them scientifically under a microscope. You look at this pen. You look at my nose. The physical, that which looks physical and separate, is actually energetic. It's like 99.99999% vibrational and 0.000001%, I think I used the right amount of zeros, density. So this is, what did I call it? The truth of who we are and how we experience life. Okay, So this diagram or this continuum, how we experience life, I experience it as more physical, less vibrational, or over here on the other end, I experience it as I'm more vibrational, less physical. Either way, the truth, no matter where we are on this continuum, is that we are pure energy. And this has already been scientifically proven completely, adamantly, beyond any uncertainty. This is the truth of who we are and what we're made of. And we even see that the observer effect, the intention we have, the person observing the experiment influences the energy of the experiment. It's all vibrational, it's all energy, but we don't always experience it this way. So where am I on this continuum? Depending on where I am, life is happening a certain way. Over here in the vibrational aspect, all things flow to me effortlessly. That's my experience. That's my reality. It's just how it is. Over here in the vibrational aspect, I am connected in love with all beings everywhere. I feel a sense of love, compassion, connection, joy, unconditionally. Okay, over here in the physical, well, let's go stay in the vibrational. Okay, if I'm realizing like, oh, I don't resonate with this job anymore, I open and receive something new. I let life guide me into that expansion. That is what life's about, expansion. Over here in the density, oh, there's no more job. Oh, my lover left me. Oh, I feel lonely forever. Oh, I have this disease. It's not okay. And then the fear. Someone said to me recently, but I have to function here because it's crunch time. She couldn't even take a moment to get clear on what choices would be best to deal with her cancer, because she was buying into the idea. It's crunch time. It's crunch time. I got to figure it out. I got to do the thing. I might only have days to live. And I said to her, no, crunch was what got you here. Manifesting cancer. Crunch is not what's going to see you through this. The opposite of crunch. To take the next 5 minutes as if you have infinite space and time, because you do, so that you connect with your clarity. And I say this all the time. One of my favorite, Donald Hankinson, is an osteopath who was one of my mentors. He said, if you sit with your patient like you have 5 minutes, it will take you all day. If you sit with your patient like you have all day, it will take 5 minutes. And it's the same thing with healing in the body. If she could have sat and presenced herself in the density, in the fear, in the, I have cancer, oh my gosh, she could have sat with herself and presenced it like she had all day. I am here to be present. It would take 5 minutes because clarity can come in. So my invitation to you today is simply move up the scale. Let your frequency increase just 2%. Because if I'm here and I'm like, whoa, it's dense and there's no possibilities and it's not okay, and the truth, because I'm telling you, it's not that, it's not real. I can tell you all day long, you are right. You are right. You are right. But would you rather be right or be in joy? Would you rather be right or be free? So you actually, the ego does not like this. She doesn't know that I really don't have a choice, right? It will argue for the limitation. Or what does she think? She's just so got it together and her life is perfect. She doesn't know my plight. Well, I've been here. I mean, like every day we move through to some degree. Do I live here in every single moment of my life? Or do I sometimes fluctuate and have moments to go and clean up more and go and clean up more and go and presence my way through the density to let something else show up? Because I don't create my health. I don't create the energy that flows through my body. I open to allow it. So when I'm in this moment, if I remember this, that even though I'm perceiving life here in density, separation, lack, the truth is here. The truth is I am pure energy. Even though I don't feel it, even though I don't perceive it, even though I don't understand it, even though I don't see it, even though I'm not accessing it. Yep. So that's when someone said, what if I have to be with, did I answer that question? Extreme trauma, extreme heaviness, extreme fear. Can I presence even that? And I'm not saying don't get support. You got to go it alone, right? No. Receive. But no, you can meet this. You can. It's just energy. Unthinkable hopelessness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bottomless despair. Mind thinks it's bottomless. It's not. It's never true. Breathe in. Breathe out. What else is possible? I'm the breath. I'm not the despair. So the point isn't to get here to this end of the continuum. The point is to be here where I am now. Maybe I'm here, maybe I'm here, maybe I'm here. Any point along this continuum. Will I be there with resistance? I have to. You don't understand. I have no choice. And argue for the limitation. Or will I be there with willingness, which is a infinite world away? Still seems like I'm in the same place, but I've actually just increased my frequency. A quantum leap in my frequency. Not just it looks like a linear diagram here, but each little micro leap is a massive, massive leap in consciousness. So can I be here where I am as I am, but just do it more willingly? That is what allows more to come in. That is what allows the body to heal. That is what allows unthinkable resources you didn't even know existed. And you can navigate easily. That let your body heal. Oh, good. Christine said, this is so helpful. It explains what I've been experiencing. The swings back and forth are starting to become less severe. I'm able to recognize it more now and become more present in the moment. Thank you for the examples and the visual. Robin, what if we're in our highest vibration? If we are in our highest vibration, is it possible to heal anything? Yes. Holly, what do you do? Let me make a caveat to that. We're not all meant to live infinitely. There are ways, like we make disease and dying, we make death wrong. I'm not going to say disease because dis-ease is not our natural state, period, the end. Illness/death is a natural part of life. Does not have to mean suffering. It does not have to be like an excruciating process. It can be a beautiful, beautiful process. It can be a healing process. But yes, we have seen scientifically that in the high frequency of peace or above, disease cannot persist. Cancer cells will convert to healthy cells. Holly, what do you do? There's a beautiful book by a doctor called David Hawkins. He was an MD psychiatrist that did some really amazing work with consciousness and physical disease. It's called Power versus Force. Holly, what do you do when your doctor has not found a solid reason for your symptoms? How do you deal with the uncertainty? It doesn't mean you need to be in uncertainty, but you are in uncertainty, right? So that experience with that doctor is reflecting, it's bringing out something for you, right? The unknown. So sometimes people try harder and harder and harder. I got to prove, I got to find it. And it's like, now I have it. My diagnosis. Finally, we know what's wrong with me. But it's a little time before we realize that feels better than uncertainty, but it doesn't actually get me anywhere, because unless I have a clear solution, now I have exactly the same symptoms, but I just feel a little better about it. It's not the same thing. We can't create the solution from the same consciousness where the problem exists, because it's still energy. The only way that we can allow healing to happen is to increase our frequency. And yes, then medicine, solution, whatever, doctor comes in who's like, I know what you got. I do this all the time. Here, boom, boom, boom. That's a different frequency. But what will happen is we'll go search for that doctor, right? It's outside me. I just got to find that guy. He's going to know. But I'm in the same consciousness. And then it'll be like, oh yeah, I know what you do. I do this all the time. Oh, but it's not working for you. And then you're like, oh, I'm trying everything. It works for other people. It just doesn't work for me. So can you see how that's the same consciousness? It's like, I don't get to have it. So I'm saying if we're willing to sit with the uncertainty, it will dissolve. If we're willing to sit with our shame, it will dissolve because it's not our natural state. It can't persist in the light of our willingness. It can't persist in the light of our presence. So something else will come in when you shift that, like new experiences come in as we move along this continuum. People we meet, all kinds of things. And yes, physical healing happening, spontaneously or with streams of solutions. Julia, just by listening, my fatigue improved. Awesome. Yeah, because you're letting in a new consciousness. Someone in MindBody community just joining, getting so close to having it all. I can see it, feel it. I'm almost there. And then as usual, I approach that finish line. Things seem to vanish or be taken away. Yes, because you're still putting it outside you. That feeling is of almost there. Go in, because even that feeling is not complete. I know so much. I know I'm so familiar with that because I would feel that and be like, now I can grab the finish line, right? It's still outside me. And then I finally have this thing and now I've locked it in. Got the thing. It's not the same thing as complete wholeness. And what your inner self wants more than anything is that full, I am all that I've been seeking. I already am. There's no finish line. I am that now. Now as I'm feeling despair. Now as I'm feeling pain. Now as I'm feeling hopeless. I am the medicine. In fact, it reminded me, so we have a workshop coming up August 20th at drkimd.com/workshop. And it's about this. It's about embodying the medicine, being the medicine for myself and for others in my life. If you're a practitioner, you're a coach, you're a healthcare worker, a doctor, you're looking into maybe moving into something more expansive in assisting others. This is a workshop, free workshop I've created to give you some tools for how do I become the medicine in my life? How do I be the embodiment of that which I am that brings light to my body, to my world, to my life, to the clients I'm working with or the family that I love, that I want for them to have an awakening as well. How do I bring this to the world? You can only be it. You can only embody it. In the Be the Medicine program, when I work with practitioners and coaches, it is 100% about that. Yeah, and we talk about like making your videos or, doing your work, but without the foundation of I'm being my work, I am being the frequency of consciousness of what I'm here to share and bring. If I'm not being that, nothing can happen. I'll just work and try. Why aren't people getting results? Or why isn't anyone finding me? Why isn't anyone buying my product? It can't happen if I'm not being it. And then when I am being it, it's like I'm a giant lighthouse. I don't have to I'm spending tons of money to get people in, to grow my list, to make this happen. Wait a minute. How can my embodiment change that and do the work for me? What Sylvia Olivier was one of my mentors, and she would say, let the universe be your marketer. What? And every day I've trusted that more, surrendered to that more. If I want to be a light in the world, be a light in the world. People will find you as you do. You will awaken them just by your embodiment. I was on the what's it called? The Reality Revolution podcast. We recorded yesterday. He's going to broadcast it Thursday with Brian Scott. And it was his whole thing that he talked about wanting to heal his friend. He's like, what about this friend who just doesn't get it? And I really want so much more for him. And I know there's greatness in him and I really love him, but I'm just like, why won't he get it? And there's sadness. It's like anything you're carrying, it's affecting them. And when I worked with patients and they'd tell me, Oh, my fibromyalgia. Oh, my chronic fatigue syndrome. Oh, you just don't understand. I've seen 10 doctors. No one understands. They're in a frequency. And I could try to meet them in that frequency and be like, oh, no, it's okay. Let's just do this. But I felt the heaviness in doing it that way. And I was like, no, I'm not willing to buy into your victim story. I'm going to hold a space here and invite you into it and assist you in stepping into it, because I know what's possible for you. I know the power that you have available. You're not accessing it, but that's the work we do together. So the free workshop is at drkimd.com/workshop, and you're all invited. Ellen, how do we move to living more vibrational? So yeah, that's what I covered. Like every time I just relax my body, breathe more fully, be where I am, but do it with presence, do it with willingness. I choose to meet this. I choose to meet this despair. I choose to meet this powerlessness. I choose to meet this jealousy. I choose to meet this fear and urgency. That's what allows. It's an entirely different universe, right? I'm here, and now I'm here with willingness and presence. It's not the same here. You unlocked the possibility. Joe said fluidity. Is that vibrational? Yes. Rachel said, I find it hard to fully trust when my mind constantly seems to sabotage everything with fear. Nothing's sabotaging you, but if you give it the energy, you buy into it. So here I am in fear. I breathe in. I breathe out. Versus here I am in fear. Let me go work on my blog. Let me go do a thing. Let me go make sure about my money. Let me go make sure someone loves me. Let me go take care of this. Right now you're fueling the fear, and the fear is running the show. Oh, I love you from Israel. I love you too. Cindy from Lake Taps. Hello. Tammy, I've been meditating for 4 months and listening, but nothing comes through. Let's look at that. What are you doing in your meditation? Yeah. Okay. So what you're doing in your meditation is you're waiting for something to happen, and you're looking for something, and you're meditating so that you escape where you are. You're actually waiting for something to be different instead of being where you are more fully. 4 months. So how many hours a day? What are you doing? Let's look at that a little bit. Lordana said, true. Patrick from Phoenix. Cindy, I just realized I've been using shopping and acquiring things in my life to avoid being where I am. Yeah, so write down, like, what is the all? To have it all. What is all? What would that look like? Journal, journal, journal. And then write at the bottom all the essence of this, not necessarily the specifics, because the ego can make it like, I would have this and I would have that and everyone would love me. But what's the essence of it? Wholeness, fulfillment, love, freedom, joy. I already am that which I'm seeking. I am this. Like, circle the whole page. I am the essence of this. What would it take for me to be more of what I already am? Well, I'll tell you one thing. You relax your body and breathe more fully. And like, even when I told Brian yesterday on the Reality Revolution, it was like, relax your pelvis because you're so in your head. Well, I see in you what I see in me, because like, I've lived there. Yeah, I'm up here. And it's like, what would it take for me to reside in my body? Oh, I'd have to meet that heavy shame and inadequacy and fear that I've been trying so hard to avoid. And whenever you're using meditation or acquiring things or checking Facebook or whatever, if it's to avoid, it is not actually an increase in frequency. Linda said, agree with what's just said. I feel inside I'm so close to or on the crisp of breaking through, but something is stopping me. Yeah, that crisp is where I put it outside myself. Where at the end of the day, it's still, yes, it's better. Okay, I'm going to feel myself. I'm going to presence myself so that I get the thing out there. I know all about that journey. Still putting it out there. Something stops me. It feels like resistance and I just can't go deeper. Yeah. Am I willing to meet my whole self? There's nothing out there. Oh, Be the Medicine link is not working. It's drkimd.com/workshop. Sorry about that. Let me check it. Yep, it's working. drkimd.com/workshop. The Be the Medicine program is drkimd.com/BTM. That should be working, but I will make sure if, oh, the link she posted isn't working because it was spelled wrong. So don't worry about that. I'll put it in here. Workshop. There you have it. Did that go? All right, everyone. Oh, A. Grant said, yes, I always feel as a mother, there's so much I have to do. What if I could change the words? So what I choose to do and to embrace what is coming up instead of resistance. Yeah, and when I put the ball back in my court, I have power. Even if it's incrementally more power, I have more power. So I can now make a new choice, right? I have to take this medicine. I have to go take care of the kids. I have to go to this job I hate. Okay, my choice now is I choose to go to this job that I hate. I choose to do this thing I don't want to do. I choose blah, 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 blah. Right? I just incrementally increase my frequency. But if I hang out there long enough, even if I don't like it, it allows something new to come in. And I'm like, whoa, suddenly I see a new choice I didn't access before, right? Because when we're in this lower state, we don't have access to anything else. That's why we've got to embrace where we are before anything can shift, because you are the medicine. All right, I will see you at the free workshop. You can register at drkimd.com/workshop. Please share this. Like the video so more people will become aware of it. If this resonated for you and you want other people to have access to this, share the workshop email with anyone that you love who is looking for a change in their lives, like complaining enough about where they are that you're like, I think they might be ready to take some action and get some support around that. And subscribe if you're in YouTube and you want to be connected when I post something new. Hit the bell. I will be here every week live in the MindBody community on Facebook and on YouTube, 11 a.m. Mountain Time for MindBody TV. All right, I love you guys. I'm so glad we connected. I'm glad to be back. Oh, I want to hear, Emrisa said, I have this great opportunity to share this testimony about how I got a cure for my herpes. Whoa, that is really interesting. Well, there's lots of things that the body can overcome. So I want to just encourage people to know what's possible. All right. Love you guys. Stay connected with yourself this week. Share with me what comes up. I'll see you soon.